me last week in Rabina. But if you were, first of all, just pop a little note into the chat box. So at the bottom, you'll see the little, looks like a speech bubble. It says chat underneath it. Just pop a little note in there. Let me know where you're zooming in from and let me know what your business is. I'd love to learn a little bit more about you and whether or not you were there last week. And if you were there last week, just pop the little, chocolate or dog groomer or bookkeeper or marketing, what you were, so I can remember who was in the room with us last week, because it was a great session. Now, we are talking tech tools tonight, so let me just get my screen ready. So love to know, first of all, let me know that you can hear, you can see the screen, and we're all good. I will be keeping an eye. Oh, an author. Hello, Michelle. Welcome. Love that. If that's Michelle Worthington by any chance, g'day. Liz from Rabina last week, gymnastics. Thank you, Liz. I remember you well. Excellent. All right, so just pop a little note. Let me know that you can hear and you can see the screen. Just to let you know, we are here for an hour. So not Worthington, but g'day. There's more than one Michelle that's an author, I'm sure. So thank you everyone for, giving up an hour of your precious time. I understand as a business owner, you're juggling so many things. There's so much going on at any one given time. So I really do appreciate that you are giving me an hour of your time. And I promise you're going to walk away with at least one thing that you're going to go, ooh, I needed to know about that. So we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to talk about some different tech tools, and we're going to make sure that you get what you need out of tonight's session. I will be keeping half an eye on the chat. I probably work better with the chat than the Q&A, to be honest, but if you want to use the Q&A, that's okay. I will ask Danielle to keep an eye on Q&A and just jump in if there's any questions. Zooming in from the Gold Coast, have a small creative business. That's Jay Bell. At the library. Mother of Chocolates. I remember it was like Mother of Dragons, but Mother of Chocolates. I remember you, Marty. Welcome back. Belinda from Glitter. Sell traditional and biodegradable glitter. The world needs more glitter, Belinda. I'm all about your business. Couldn't make it last week, Liz. A marriage celebrant from Hope Island. Love that. Love Hope Island. We're from Coolangatta Education and Training, and Anne run a physiotherapy practice, and you can see and hear perfectly. Love that. Thank you all for playing along. Webinars can feel a little impersonal sometimes. It's just kind of staring down the camera. So, pop notes in the chat box. Let me know if you're using something as we go through it. Let me know if there's something you want to know more about. Don't be shy. This session is all about you, and I want to make sure that you get exactly what you need from it. So, keep the chat coming, and I'll stop every now and again and keep half an eye on it. All right, before we dive into the tech tools, for those of you who weren't at the session last week, just a little bit about me. As Danielle said, I am the author of The End of Technophobia, a practical guide to digitising your business. Very blessed that it took out the Australian Business Book of the Year awards last year, and also Best Technology Book. So I reckon I've kind of got until about November, December last year, until it's a little bit like a Tidy Towns award, right? I can milk it this year. After that, we've got to kind of drop the awards, and I've got to get on to writing my second book. These days, I've been doing this for 30 plus years. I got my start in 1990 selling mobile phones in a regional town in northern New South Wales. I'm just going to switch my heater off because it's actually getting a little warm. So I have been doing this since 1990, playing around with small business technology. I've done everything from helping to launch SMS technology into Australia, helping to launch the iPhone. As Danielle said, I work now with Koshi's Business Builders. I'm their resident tech guru on the show. I write for their website. I've done work with Microsoft, with the Australian Domain Authority. I've been nominated, or was awarded top 50 small business leaders last year from Inside Small Business. I am a certified practicing marketer with the Australian Marketing Institute. Try saying that after you've been working all day. And basically what I do is educate, I speak, and I run a little thing called the Small Business Tech Club, which is all about small business owners leveraging and getting the most out of technology. So clearly I have all the answers, right? I don't. we all learn together. So let's crack on and let's have a bit of a look. Now, the reason for technology and why I'm so passionate about it, look, we all had to step up and start using Zoom and a myriad of other things over the last few years, didn't we? Deloitte's put out some research that kind of said we all leapt forward about 5 years because of COVID with our digital transformations. And Xero's done some amazing research to say that those businesses who actually look to embrace technology and use technology in their businesses are on average 106% more productive than those businesses who are lagging around technology. And on average, their revenue sees an increase of around 120%. So some really good reasons to end technophobia and to really embrace technology and get the most out of it in our businesses. Now, what I've seen over the time, and like I said, I've been doing this a really long time, is that business owners have, we all have a business plan. Typically, we have a marketing plan. Most of us have some kind of financial plan or financial goals. But how many of you, and I'd love to know, pop it in the chat box, how many of you actually have a tech plan or a digital plan? Traditionally, I don't see technology plans with business owners. What has been happening, and tell me if this is happening to you, is that, you bump up against something and you go, I need something that can, help me control my tasks in my business, or I need something that can schedule social media, or I need to get my accounting online. So then you go out and you ask your mates, hey, what are you using for an accounting system? Or, how do you manage your to-do list in your business? And we end up kind of piling on and having this bit of a patchwork quilt, a bit of an ad hoc approach to technology. So it can become overwhelming because it's, we don't know which bit to start with and what we should be focused on and how to make it all fit in the business. So I'm really a passionate believer that we should all have a digital plan in and for our businesses. It stops this knee-jerk reaction and it stops this ad hoc approach to technology. So as we go through tonight, I want you to think about, what do you already have in your business? And I want you to think about a little bit of a digital audit, perhaps, maybe going through, your hardware. So looking at, are you running smartphones? Are you running laptops, tablets, desktops? How old are they? How proficient are you at running that equipment? And then think about your software. And that might mean that you've got to open up your bank account and kind of have a look at what you're paying for each month. And, how well do you actually know how to use the software that you've got in place? And not just you, but all of your team. It's worthwhile checking in with them and then looking at, where are the gaps? What have we got? What are we using in our business? And are we really using it to our maximum capabilities? So really making sure that we're milking. I'm a big believer, if you're going to get a bit of software, a bit of tech in the business, you go all in and learn how to use that thing, because if you're going to pay for something, you may as well be absolutely milking it for all of it is worth. So love to know, have you got a technology plan in your business? Yes or no? Pop it in the chat box for me. Don't leave me hanging. Don't let me feel like I'm talking into the wind. And let's get cracking with our top 10 that I want to talk to you about. Now, these are in no particular order except for the first one. Out of all of them, this first one, I reckon every small business owner, whether you're a side hustle, whether you're a well-established business, whether you're just kicking off, every small business owner needs a CRM, a customer relationship manager. And let me look, Jay Bell's just said, no technology plan in particular, loose plans only. That's exactly what I see, Jane, over and over and over again. So you're in good company there, but I'd like to encourage you to think about, how you could go away tonight and do a bit of a digital audit. So let's talk about CRMs. Now, I am going to say to you that typically when I'm working with people one-to-one or as part of the Tech Club, I recommend HubSpot as the free version of the CRM. Now, there are plenty of options out there, and I've been partners with a lot of them, from Zoho to Ontraport. MailChimp to ActiveCampaign, and some of them are heavier on the email side of things. I'm talking about an actual customer relationship manager. And why do you need one? Because you need to begin organizing and collating your customer information. So a CRM will help you manage those client relationships. It helps you streamline your business processes. It helps you improve productivity and segment information for targeting and for marketing. Now, one of the big things that we saw during COVID, and, tell me if you got these too, was every other day I was waking up and deleting 10, 20, 30 emails, unsubscribing from them, because suddenly everybody decided that they needed to email me and make sure that I was doing okay during the pandemic. But there was no kind of targeting around these emails. It was just like this scattergun, this approach to contacting people without any, like, why am I talking to you? And these days we're on so many mailing lists and we're in so many people's databases that you need to be really quite personalized and really quite targeted with why you're reaching out to me. So a CRM will help you do that and will help you get really clear and concise information on your clients. And Belinda, great question. Can HubSpot replace MailChimp? Absolutely. There are obviously some free limitations with the free version compared to, when you go and pay for it. But essentially, as a CRM, HubSpot will allow you to still send email blasts. So I have the free version of HubSpot. I send emails out. So if you want a copy of tonight's slide deck, you'll be getting an email from me from HubSpot with the slide deck attached to it. So, you can still send to groups of people. You get up to 2,000 emails each month that you can send. You can create sales pipelines. You can have your task list, your to-do manager in there. And most importantly, you can be starting to really drill down and get very, very good information on the clients that you are engaging, whether they're a prospect, whether they're a new client, or whether they've been with you for years. So if it's just you, or if you have a team, hands down, the number one thing I want you to walk away with tonight is start to investigate how you can incorporate a CRM into your business. Biggest difference that you will make to your business on any stretch, whether you're brand new or whether you've been existing forever and a day. Okay, the next one is Loom. Is anyone already using Loom? I love Loom. Now, what Loom does, and you can see I've put the website in there for you, it's a video sharing application. So where I use Loom a lot is when I'm working with clients and they'll send me perhaps a blog or a website and they'll say, hey, Trace, can you just have a bit of a look through this and critique it for me? So instead of me having to type a really long email and say, hey, Belinda, thanks for sending through the website. Here's my feedback, 3 paragraphs down, 3rd sentence in, you said this, there's a typo in there, or check this out, or maybe think about changing the photo. All I do is open Belinda's website. I hit record on the screen and I record my screen similar to what you're seeing now. And I can actually walk through and say, hey, Belinda, you can see this second point here, that should be such and such, or how about, you put the client first and talk about the problems or whatever it is, or change that photo out, or maybe sneak some branding in there. And it just allows you to be really, really clear and engaging when you're talking with your clients. So I use it a lot for that. I also use it just to send quick g'day messages to clients. So if I haven't heard from someone for a while, I'll jump on, just record my face and, hey, Jane, haven't seen you for a while. Hope everything's going okay. Let me know if I can be of any help, or love that article, or, I'll reference something that's going on. You can send video messages to kind of anyone. You can record your screen. You can record you and your screen. It's just a really, really handy application. So if you have not played with Loom yet, definitely worth having a crack. And Liz is already a Loom fan. Love that, Liz. It's a game changer, isn't it, once you get the hang of it? All right, the next one is Canva. Now, bear with me. I was really surprised over the last few weeks. I have had a couple of people that say to me, so what's Canva? I haven't heard of it. I thought everybody had heard of Canva, but there are some people out there that are still not playing in Canva land. So if you are one of them, Canva is a really easy to use graphic design program. Is anyone not using Canva? Pop a little like, I have no idea what Canva is into the chat box if that is you. Otherwise, it is a pretty popular program. And you'll see on here, as we go through each of the tech tools tonight, I'm going to give you the link to the website like I did with Loom. Occasionally, you'll see a longer URL. So you can see in this, I've actually partnered with Canva, and that means if you choose to pay for the premium version of Canva, I actually get a little bit of a kickback because I promote it so often. But Canva has an amazing free version. Always start with the free version of anything where possible. So if you get a 7-day trial, 14-day trial, use it, dive in with both feet, make sure that you give it, a really good swim around and, play with it as much as you can to figure out whether it's going to fit what you're trying to do with your business before you ever go to the paid version. Okay. So don't leap into anything and start paying for it. But Canva, really, you can create anything on that platform, from social media tiles. So if you're following me on social media, all of the tiles that I use, I create in Canva. My infographics, you can create brochures, you can create presentations like I'm doing tonight. Anything, LinkedIn banners, you name it, the thing is there and it is amazing. In the paid version, you get copyright free images as well. But the free version, like I said, it allows you to do most things. I've only just gone to the paid version of Canva after a few years of using the free version. So really, get in and check it out. You can upload your brand colors. Once you go to the paid version, you can upload your fonts if you've got that as well. But there is a lot that you can do in the free version. So if you're, looking to create, say, social media tiles and you want to create that brand cohesion, Canva is definitely a really, really easy place for you to go. The tip I say with Canva is when you go and create one thing, do it the first time and save it as a template. So the next time you want to create, say, a Facebook post or an Instagram tile, you just go back to that template, hit copy, all your brand colors, everything's already in there, and you just have to type over the words and insert a new photo. So that's a little tip for you with Canva. Let me check the chat here. So Kevin hasn't heard of Canva. Oh, Kevin, you're going to love this, mate. The only thing I will say to you is allocate a couple of hours, because it's like diving into a rabbit hole. You're going to go, oh my God, it does this. And you're going to start playing. Oh, fantastic. There we go. Danielle's just saying, Kevin, you probably want to know about this. We've got a Canva workshop coming up on Saturday, the 11th of June at Southport Library. So you can find out more, and Danielle's put a link in the chat box. So Kevin, definitely jump on that and get familiar with Canva. You're going to love it. And Liz just said, know about it, but haven't got to use it yet. Liz, sign up for the free Canva workshop at Southport Library. That is an absolute crap. Well, look, you'd think we'd kind of organised that, wouldn't you? We hadn't. Okay, the next one is called Kapwing. Not Capwing, but Kapwing. You've got to say it with me. You've got to, use a bit of emphasis. It's a bit of a fun word to play around with. Kapwing. I just like coming back to it, so you'll hear me talk about Kapwing quite a lot tonight. So kapwing.com, it's a video editor. Now, if anyone's doing Instagram Reels or stories, pop a little note. TikToks, who's doing TikToks, who's doing Reels, who's doing Instagram stories, pop a note in the chat, maybe some Facebook stories. This is a really easy editor that you can use. And yes, there is a free version to get you started. And what I like about Kapwing is that you can add subtitles. So I can go in and hit auto generate subtitle and then just, fix up the words that are a little bit kind of crazy. A few Insta Reels, says Belinda, Insta Stories, but no Reels yet. You're going to love Kapwing to play with. You can add your subtitles. You can put music in over the top. You can add text. You can add emojis. So if you've ever looked at any of the short little videos on Insta or Facebook or TikTok, where they've got all those crazy little, text floating up and emojis or stickers and things like that, drawing your attention to different parts in the video, they're doing all of that kind of stuff in a program like Kapwing. You can collaborate with team members. So if you have a VA that you're working with or any other team members, you can collaborate with them and create your content. It's perfect for short social videos. So the videos need to be less than 30 minutes. So to be honest, I've only really used it for my short social videos. So 30 seconds, 60 second, 90, up to about 2 minutes. And you can change the sizing to suit the platform. So what that means, if I want to export it onto Instagram, it will change the sizing for me, so I know that it's good to go and I'm not going to have to stuff around when I'm trying to upload something to Instagram and it says to me, it's the wrong size, because that's really annoying. So Belinda's just said, can you use it for remixing or sharing other people's posts? Do you want to tell me what you mean by remixing, like grabbing someone else's video? So it does have a URL link. So you can, if you've got the URL from, say, YouTube, so to give you an example, I did one of my Koshi's tips that was on there. I grabbed the URL, I threw it into Kapwing and added a bit of extra stuff to it that I wanted to, and then shared it out via something else. So you can certainly do that. As long as you've got the URL, you can throw it in, or you've got the hard video that you've downloaded, then you can throw it into Kapwing and do whatever you want to do with it. So it's a lot of fun to play around with. Obviously, this stuff takes a bit of time to get used to as you're playing with it. So do, set aside some time. What I liked about Kapwing is that it does have a lot of video tutorials and things. So I'm one of these people that I have the program open beside me. So I've got Kapwing open and I've got their tutorial and I'm watching what they're telling me. I'll pause it, I'll go and do it, I'll come back, I'll go and do it. And that way, that's how it sinks into my head. All right, Odan. Now, Odan, I just love. It is, if for anyone who's looking for copyright-free images, and, something certainly on your socials and on your website you need to be very, very aware of. Please don't just grab an image from Google. Chances are it's going to be copyrighted and you could get yourself into a lot of trouble by sharing that image without they're okay to do so. So anytime you want to share images on socials or your website or anything like that, make sure you're using copyright-free images. And there are a lot of sites out there that offer copyright-free images. Some are free, some you pay for, blah, blah, blah. Odan, what it does is it collates images from the various copyright-free sites. So you can jump into Odan, and I'll show you how to do this shortly. I'll jump onto the website. I'll come back once we've gone through them all. Actually, let's do it now. Hey, let's not muck around. So I'll go stop share. I'll come back to me. I'll go share my full screen. Don't you love it when you do stuff on the fly and you're just going to go, let's have a crack and see how I can stuff this up while everyone's watching. All right, so let me go bookmark. And I'll find my images and down to Odan. Okay, so this is Odan. So if I type in here chocolate and hit enter, you can see on the left-hand side here, this is the sites that it's searching, looking for responses for what I have asked it for. So it's looking at Unsplash, it's looking at Pixabay, and now my internet has frozen. Here we go, Kaboom Pix, ISO Republic, Foodies, blah, blah, blah. And here comes all of the images. So I'm not bouncing from site to site to site, trying to figure out what I want to use, what does it look like, all that kind of stuff. And you can see it just keeps going. So these are all the sites on the left-hand side here that it is pulling from. And all of these images and all of the sites are copyright free. So you can then just go and grab that image and use it Only for images, Belinda. Great. Wouldn't it be great if it was video as well? Only for images right now. But you can go and grab any of these images and then use them, with full confidence on your socials or on your website or etc. So, Dan, you are going to love Dan. All right. Let me stop share. Let me go back in and go back to my screen. And here we go. All right. Our community. Oh, look, I'm going to go back to the big screen again, because our community is one that is worth showing you in real time. So our community, okay, hands up, who gets sick and tired of trying to figure out what they're going to talk about on social media? You wake up, you stare at the screen every morning and you go, I have no idea what I'm going to post. I have no idea what I'm going to post. And you start rocking backwards and forwards. Is that just me? Does anyone else have that issue when it comes to thinking about what to talk about on social media? So our community is going to be a bit of a lifesaver for you if that is you. Let me go in and find it for you. National calendar. Okay. So our community is what we call a national calendar. It collates all of the information on events, etc. So Michelle gets social media brain freeze. Thank you. I thought seriously, for a moment there, I was like, my God, am I the only person that really struggles for what do I talk about? So you can look month to month and it will collect and collate and curate all of the events that are happening within Australia, locally, and some international ones as well. So then you just have to scroll through and find stuff that is related to either your business or has some kind of personal connection with you that you're willing to talk about and share. Share some stuff. So supermarket free month, that's a great opportunity for our chocolate people to talk about. Don't go to the big supermarkets and buy child slave labor chocolate. Come to us and buy the best chocolates. Even Prada works with our chocolates. That's how good we are. Art for Epilepsy, Care Flight Territory Challenge, 65 Roses, Cystic Fibrosis, Mercy Ships, Neuro, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that, Crohn's. And so you can see here there's a lot, and you kind of know yourself, right? There's a day for everything right now. And rightly so, there's some great stuff out there. Mindful in May, so if you're in a health and wellness business, you could be talking about throughout May, you can be talking about being mindful in May. And here's a real trick that I've learned with our community. If you tag, hashtag mindful in May as an example, the people who are behind that organization, they're typically monitoring those hashtags. I had a really good experience with a client a few years ago. If everyone remembers the Jeans for Jeans Day that's in August every year, we did this thing for the client. We went through, we discovered, that we're going to talk about Jeans for Jeans Day. We used hashtag Jeans for Jeans Day. They were contacted by the head of marketing for Jeans Day, and they ended up getting involved in a collaboration together because there was some nice synergy between the businesses. So using the stuff that's in our community, typically when I'm working with a client, we'll go through this month to month and just use it to kind of pepper out the month. So we might kind of go, okay, we want to talk about the Red Shield appeal. That's on the last weekend of May. So, we're going to talk about that on a Friday. We're raising money or we're doing this. It doesn't take over your whole social media, but it certainly, fills out that calendar and gives you things to talk about. National Sorry Days today. There you go. And now biggest morning teas tomorrow. Now we can start to look into June, etc., for what's coming up. So you can start to kind of plan out and have a bit of a calendar built around some of the stuff that you might want to talk about. Now you might look at that and go, what has Hemochromatosis Awareness Week got to do with, with me being a physiotherapist? Well, maybe, in my instance, I actually carry the gene for hemochromatosis. Now, it's got nothing to do with digital coaching or training, but I'm really happy to talk about that and let people know a little bit more about me that they may not know. So it draws that curtain back on the business and allows you to connect with your audience as a human to human, because you got to remember, people buy people. We want to know the people behind the business. So if you're comfortable to talk about something, Migraine Awareness Month, maybe you suffer from migraines. Maybe you want to talk about, throughout the month that, hey, it's Migraine Awareness Month. I've been suffering from migraines since I was blah. This is what I do, yada, yada, yada. So great little site to share and to keep in mind when you are talking about your social media content over the next few months, or, keep it in mind, and you will find that it's a great little resource. So that website is ourcommunity.com.au/calendar. And, I just review the events month to month, as I said. So hopefully you like our community. All right, the next one is Linktree. And Linktree is a fabulous one for people who use Instagram. Is anyone using Linktree at the moment? Pop a yes into the chat box if you are. Now, you'll probably find Liz is all over it. Awesome. So who has noticed in Instagram that you'll be reading a post and it'll say link in bio? So I promoted tonight's webinar and last week's event in my Instagram. And I said, if you want tickets for it, links in bio. Now, the problem with Instagram is you only get one link to share in your bio, right? Now, typically what I see is most people share their website, which is great, but it's that one shot. So if you use something like Linktree, pause for dramatic effect. If you use something like Linktree, it allows you to put a list of events, upcoming workshops, webinars, links to different pages on your website, perhaps, into one link. So when people open up your Linktree, they will see all of the different things that you've got going on. So if I put, for example, looking forward to doing the top 10 tech tools webinar for Gold Coast Libraries tonight. Registration is free if you want to come along, link in bio. So they go to my bio, they click my Linktree, and then they look for top 10 tech tools, Gold Coast Libraries, click on that, it takes them straight to the registration page. So it makes it really nice and easy for your Instagram peeps to follow what it is that you want them to be checking out in relation to your business. So on my Linktree, I have upcoming webinars and workshops. I have a link to purchase the book directly. I have a link to my Small Business Tech Club. So people can just scroll down and see really, really easily what's going on. Now, I'm using the free version. As I said, I'm a big fan of free. You milk that as much as you can. There is a paid option if you think you need it. Basically, the paid option will give you a few more details around analytics and things like that. So Belinda just said, I think I have, but I don't know how to do anything with it. Okay, cool. So all you do is log into Linktree and let's go and have a quick look, okay? Let's just sidetrack and go and have a quick look. All right, talk amongst yourselves while I just log into my Linktree account. And here it makes, I'm glad this is video, right? Because if this was radio and I just went quiet, people would be going, she's still there. What's going on? That's a little weird. Okay, so this is the back end of my Linktree account. So you can see in here, so I can ditch this one, that webinar happened the other day, so I can get rid of that. Oh, delete forever. Yeah, sure, let's get rid of that. It's not coming back. I have a webinar coming up on Tuesday, so there's that one. I can reorder these, so I can move them about and, make my top 10 tech tips the top webinar. I can, move my authors one back up. I could make the tech club. I can switch them on and off. I can edit them by just clicking on the little pencil. I can add a thumbnail. So you'll see all of mine have my funky little branding beside it. So you can add all of those. Really nice and simple. You can see analytics on who's clicked on, who's looked. So you can see here I've got everything from my LinkedIn profile, Facebook, YouTube, website, link to book a 30-minute call with me, buy the book, join the tech club, et cetera, et cetera. So hopefully Belinda and anyone else that's interested, that gives you a little bit more idea on how to just, access it and use it and make sure that you're getting the most out of it. And that's the free version. So again, milk the free version for all it's worth before you go and pay for a paid version. All right. That's Linktree. Next one is Hotjar. Is anyone using Hotjar? It's a really cool little tool. What I will say about Hotjar is do not leave it connected to your site for too long because it does slow the website down. But what Hotjar does, hotjar.com, it gives you a really good understanding of how people are navigating your website. So it creates heat maps and it shows you when people land. So if you watch my cursor and I'm kind of doing that across the page, you will get a heat map showing you where people are going on your website. Now, why is that important? Because it might tell you that you need to move a contact me button from up here to down here. If people are hovering kind of around here, it allows you to get a really good idea of how people are navigating and using your website. Very cool tool. I typically, when I'm working with clients, we leave this connected for about a month or 6 weeks. We'll then look at the data. We'll make any changes that we need to make. We'll remove Hotjar. We'll leave it. We'll come back on. We'll reconnect Hotjar again. There is a free version. So again, you can go and connect that to your website. Have it up there for a month or so, go back in, have a really good look at the analytics, see, is everything kind of performing the way that you would think it should? If it is, perfect, get rid of Hotjar. If it's not, change what you want to change. Change one thing at a time on your website, never change too much. And then, leave it for another month, see how the heat map comes out again, and it'll give you a really good understanding of how the site is being used. Any questions on any of the stuff we've gone through so far? We're getting to the pointy end and want to make sure that I answer any questions that you've got about any of the tools that you have been seeing. Descript. Okay, Descript is another one that I have an affiliate link for. So you can see here, www.descript.com/?LMREF equals crazy number. Happy to give that to you if you're interested. Now, what Descript is it's an all-in-one editor for text, audio, or video. Has anyone been playing around with Descript? It's been around for a few years now. It's a really seriously handy tool. So let's say you have a video. You've got a 30-second, 60-second, 2-minute video. You upload it into Descript. What it does is it comes through and it gives you a full transcription. You can then edit the video by editing the written text. So I could get rid of a sentence and it will chop the video and get rid of that sentence for me. Seriously cool piece of kit to have on your side. You can edit out filler words like we all have those verbal tics that we rely on, and it will also remove silence. So that moment ago when I was looking for my Linktree and I went really quiet, I could just say remove the silence and it would cut all of that out. It is free to get started. Plans start from $12 USD a month or US a month. It is a seriously cool piece of kit. So if you're using audio files or video files and you're wondering the easiest way to edit them, this by far has been the easiest way that I have found to edit audio or video and to create your transcriptions. So have a play around with Descript and let me know what you think. Last but not least is Crisp, and this kind of goes hand in hand with Descript. Now, Crisp, again, another affiliate, just to let you know, but it does start from free, so always start with the free version. It is a noise cancelling application, and it works like a treat. I have Crisp across my desktop, my laptop, and my tablet, and I have been sitting in the middle of food courts in Sydney with pre-COVID, hundreds of people kind of wandering around me, doing a Zoom call with a client, and they are going, how is it so quiet there? Crisp. It works across both sides. So if you've got a barking dog on your end, Crisp would remove that noise or certainly muffle it a great deal from your side as well as my side, and it removes the echo. So sometimes when maybe you're in a room with tiles and, there's no soft furnishing soaking up that noise and you get that kind of echoey back again. Crisp will get rid of all of that for you as well. So check Crisp out. Download the free version. If you're doing any kind of Zoom consults, I know we've got our physio and we've got a number of other people on there. This will work a treat for you. So check Crisp out. Okay, let's recap. Start popping your questions into the chat box for me because I want to make sure that we're going back through and we're giving you what you need. I can dive in, show you any of the websites properly if you want to have a look at Hotjar or any of those, but let's have a look at each of them again. So we've got the CRM, we've got Loom, we've got Canva. So remember the CRM I was talking about was HubSpot as the free version. If you have tens of thousands of people on your database, then you may need to be looking at a paid version. But let's say, we're talking about free versions of things where we can maximize stuff. HubSpot is definitely the one that I like. CRM, number one, hands down for all of you on the call, you'll need a CRM. Loom is the video capture software that allows you to record your screen or record conversations to have with clients. Canva, the graphic design program. Kapwing, I hope you said that with me, the video editing software tool. Odan, the copyright-free images. Our community, the website that gives us all of the kind of background info on events happening around Australia and around the world that we can use for our social media updates and emails and things. Linktree is that one place where you can put all of your information so you can create that LinkedIn, that Instagram bio. Hotjar, that amazing piece of software that connects into the back end of your website and lets you see how people are navigating your site and what's going on. Descript, the video, audio, text, transcription, editing software that allows you to edit a video or a piece of audio just by removing bits of written language. Descript we just did, and Crisp, which is the noise cancelling microphone app. Okay, so my challenge while I start looking at the chat, so start pummeling me with questions. My challenge for you is I would love you to pick one of the pieces of tech tools that we talked about today. Just pick one: Loom, Canva, Kapwing, Odan, a CRM, whatever that is for you that you went, hey, that's really cool, and start using it. Just give it a go. Put it in your business for the next 30, 60 days and dedicate some time to using it and just seeing what a difference it makes. And then, in the next 30, 60 days, come back, watch this replay again, pick the next one, or join my tech tips that I do monthly, and pick another one and move on again and again. There's my contact details. Now, what I would love, if you would like a copy of tonight's slides, drop me an email, info@thedigitalguide.com.au. So info@thedigitalguide.com.au, and just say, slides, and I will make sure that you get a copy of this. So you've got all of the URLs, all of that information that you can just, click and go to. All right, let me start to check the chat while I have a drink. So Belinda's saying, great website is answerthepublic.com, shows questions that people have been Googling on a particular topic. Just FYI, Answer the Public is great. I've started to use another one called Topic Buddy, which pulls from 30,000 data points. So Answer the Public is great, but it doesn't narrow down to a country. So it does, but Answer the Public is great as a free version. And I like the dude that's always on there that changes his thing. Will Hotjar work on a Shopify site? Yes, it will. Some good tips there. Looking to try Crisp. Marty, you will love Crisp. So check out, download the free version first, and you'll probably find a lot of my clients find that the free version is perfect for what they need to do. So, just get in there. Really simple to download too. Lovely, lovely. I love a one-click kind of simplicity thing is all about what I'm all about. So Folks, any other questions? I'll give you a quick look at Hotjar because it can be one that that people go, I kind of don't get it. So let's have a quick look at Hotjar while you're thinking about any other questions that you might want to throw or you might want to have a look at while we are chatting, because we've certainly still got some time. Okay, so this is Hotjar. So let's have a look at the heat maps and I'll show you what I mean. Now you'll see this little video will start to play. Now, can you see the different colors that are starting to show up? So the different colors mean that that is where people are clicking, and you can see on the demo site that they are the buttons at the top of the screen. So just like this, you would expect people to be kind of hovering and clicking around there. So they're your heat maps. The recordings are really cool. That shows you how people are kind of squiggling about across your site. So you'll see the little yellow and the red line. So why is that important? As I said, because that tells you that that person's gone to pricing and then they've kind of jumped across the page and looked around the page, etc. So, you know, if people aren't converting once they've, you know, jumped across and done all that squiggling like we can see there, then that's on you. That lets you know that there's something on that page you need to change and you need to be thinking about. So that's just two of the things that that Hotjar does. So definitely, that's definitely one I would suggest having a look at from the free version and seeing what value you can get out of that as well. All right, so Belinda's just said, I currently have MailChimp with 3,300 subscribers. Can I transfer to HubSpot and not need MailChimp, or will I need to keep MailChimp? Short answer, you could absolutely get rid of MailChimp, depending on what you're doing in MailChimp though. So in the free version of HubSpot, you don't get things like automation. So if you have MailChimp hooked up with automations, then you wouldn't get that. There are some sneaky ways around things that we can do with like a follow-up email, but no true kind of automation sequence. So if that's something that you have in place with MailChimp now, then you wouldn't get that with the free version of HubSpot. But what I find is HubSpot is a much more robust CRM than MailChimp. The other thing to understand about MailChimp, it's a great platform. As a certified practicing marketer and as someone who used to own a digital marketing agency, I can tell you that a lot of marketing agencies will utilize MailChimp as a place where we will resurrect mailing lists. So I'll give you an example. Belinda, if you were to come to me and say, you know, I've got a database of 3,300 people. I haven't been in touch with them for 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, whatever. I want to, you know, start sending newsletters again. We would say to you, okay, let's put that list into MailChimp and let's create a resurrection campaign. So give me an offer, give me a reason for people to re-engage with you. And then I'm going to send that email via MailChimp. Now, the reason we do that is MailChimp has quite a high spam score. So agencies are using MailChimp in particular because it's such an easy platform to send reignition and reigniting emails. And then once the people have dropped off and said, I don't want to hear from you, here's my core group of people. So say out of 3,300, we're left with, I don't know, 2,000. We import those 2,000 into HubSpot and then set you up with a clean database. So just please bear in mind, MailChimp has very easy to use. It's a lovely platform from that sense. From an agency point of view, though, I'm going to let you behind the curtain here. It is a platform that agencies will use, which is why it typically has a higher spam score. So what that means for you is you might notice that a higher proportion of your emails are not landing with clients, or they're landing as spam or junk, and people are saying, I'm not getting your emails. That's why. Okay, question from Danielle. Do you use Canva for all your social tiles and link tree thumbnails? I sure do. Happy to show you what that looks like. I talked about templates. If that's helpful for anyone, I can quickly show you what I mean by that, but I absolutely do. So Belinda, did that answer your question around MailChimp? Just give me a quick yes or no. Any other questions? We've got, yes, thanks, perfect. Susan, hello, lovely to see your name online. Marty, Michelle, Lucinda, lovely to see your name online again. How you doing? Liz, we got two Liz squared. Kevin, Kenitha, Gypsy, Helen, Belinda, and lovely to have you along. Please, any questions, any comments? What are you thinking you're going to use? That's what I'd always love to know. What's the one tech tool that you went, that's really cool, I need to have that in my life and I'm going to start using it? Pop a note in the chat box and let me know. And if there's any other questions, otherwise, Danielle, do you want to pop back on Hotjar and Odan? Definitely from Belinda. Excellent. Kapwing, Liz, I really hope you've said that the way that I've said it the whole way along. You've got to. It's, otherwise they will send you an over-exaggerated bill. It's just part of the thing. Excellent. And Liz is playing along. So she said she is saying kapwing. Lucinda's going to try community, the community and Canva. Susan's an overachiever. She's just going for all of them. Belinda's going for another go at understanding HubSpot. Belinda, if you if you email me, I'll send you a link. I've done a 1-hour webinar that I'll send you a link for on the free version of HubSpot, and that might help you get started and help you understand what you can do. So happy to share that with you. Liz said definitely Canva and Crisp for my training. Perfect. Kevin's Canva, Michelle's HubSpot, and Kevin is Odan as well. Hotjar, I think I like the look of from Anne. So folks, please make sure that you sign up for that Canva workshop. That sounds like an absolute cracker that Danielle's got coming up at Southport on June 11. Was that right?
That's right, yes.
So make sure you sign up for that, because Canva is an amazing tool. So really, if you can have someone sit and spend a bit of time with you and go, click here, do this, change that, here's where you'll be streets ahead of, I got completely overwhelmed and spent hours in there going, how do I do this? And, down the rabbit hole I went. So Jane says, Dan definitely looks more convenient than hopping between the various copyright sites, right? It's perfect. I'm looking forward to exploring the calendar. Liz said, can't make the 11th, unfortunately, being a Saturday. There's a lot of Canva. If you jump on YouTube, Canva tutorials, Canva has some amazing tutorials as well. Mm-hmm. Michelle's on Odan as well. And Susan's asking for the link to register for the Canva workshop. Danielle's all over it. Perfect. Now, Danielle, you've recorded tonight, so I think you're going to send a copy of that out. Is that correct?
Yes, I will. Yep, to everyone who registered. And I'll also include it in our next e-newsletter for the others who didn't join us tonight. I'm just going to pop the link in now for the Canva workshop that's just come up after. So I also popped in there our Start and Grow Your Business link. So if you hop on there and just check out our website, see what's available, also see what other events are coming up. And I don't know if you've heard of this before, everyone, but you can actually access LinkedIn Learning for free with your membership as well through our website. So that's another spot you can find out, so many business and creative and technology skills. They're courses online, self-paced. So it's a fantastic tool and it's free with your library membership. So hop on that website and check it out.
LinkedIn Learning is amazing. It used to be called lynda.com, and they have some amazing workshops in there, like solid, 6-part kind of proper courses that you can work through. So you definitely want to take advantage of that with your library membership. Michelle, I've done a HubSpot webinar before. So if you want to email me, info@thedigitalguide.com.au. If you want to email me and just say HubSpot or, hello and HubSpot, just don't send me a one word like you're word bombing me. Say a g'day. And very happy to share the link for the HubSpot webinar with you as well.
Yeah, and you do regular webinars.
I do.
So I've just got to follow you on socials and you can see the digital guide.
Absolutely. Look, one more time, we'll just throw it up there so everyone's got the details. That's me. That's my website, thedigitalguide.com.au. Email info@thedigitalguide.com.au. If we're not connected on LinkedIn, that's /LinkedIn. Just make sure when you send me a connection request, just say, Gold Coast webinar or something, because I'm a little bit kind of like, oh, who's this person? I'm a bit precious when it comes to my LinkedIn, is what I'm saying.
Yep.
And that's me on Facebook. So make sure that you connect with me. There's always webinars going on. I do a lot of free content. So I would love you to stay connected and let me know how you go with the tools that you've chosen to play around with, whether it's Linktree or Odan or HubSpot or Crisp. Just keep me posted and let me know. I mean, we could have done 2 hours of this because I could have kept going with like, oh, this is cool and this is cool. So I had to narrow it down.
That was amazing. There's so many I hadn't heard of, and I'm going to play with Kapwing, that one, or Kapwing. That one sounds
Kapwing. Thank you. So you've got to say it properly. Yeah. It's a very cool platform and it's quite user friendly. Like it is. Really quite easy to get into the swing of it but start with the trick is to start with a really short video, like a 30-second, 60-second that you can just really have a good play with.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for your time tonight, Tracy. That was incredible, and you are fantastic. You have so much knowledge around this subject. So we really appreciate you joining us tonight. And everybody, that you will get a survey sent out to you. If you could please fill it out, that'd be fantastic. But otherwise, I'll see you again soon, hopefully at some of our other events coming up. And Tracy, will have to have you back.
I would love to come back. Look, I'll just move in. Just you see me ensconced in the corner of the library somewhere. So, hey, folks, I really appreciate. I know as a business owner, taking an hour out of your time, whether it's daytime or nighttime, it's a big ask. So really, I'm very grateful that you decided to spend an hour with us this evening. And I hope to see you around the interwebs.
Excellent. Thank you, everybody. And good night, Tracy, and good night, everyone.
Thank you. See ya.
Thank you. Bye-bye.